What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's just freezing out. It's like 26 degrees or something. So we're just gonna talk real quick and then go for a ride. So I put some new tires on the bike. We got the SCHWALBE, the Johnny Watts 365s. So they look a little something like that. There's the tread. It's still the same gearing as last time I got the 42T, 32T. I got some wet lube on the chain for today because it's wet out. And let's go for a little ride. Try not to get too wet. Let's see if I can find my speedometer app. All right, here we go. So I put some new brakes on the bike. We got the Shimano MT201s or something is what they're called. I'm still kind of bedding them in. I just had a throttle error on my throttle again, and I don't know why that keeps happening. And I almost turned around and went back home because I couldn't get the throttle working. But then I went into the psychoanalyst settings and changed some throttle stuff. Oh. I went into the throttle settings and changed it a little bit, and then I actually changed a lot of settings and tried it multiple times, and then like eventually the throttle error went away. I don't know, but we're gonna try and ride it here before I get another throttle error. It's feeling good with the Shimano brakes, that's for sure. Looks like somebody was out here with some fat tires. We're gonna try and find a road that isn't all wet to ride around on. Let's go this way. Where is this guy going? So we're out on the 72V BBSHD. It's been snowing out and cold lately and like rainy and wet. And today the sun finally came out and kind of dried up the streets a little bit. Gotta watch out for ice patches on the streets. Anything that looks wet on the road could be ice, especially if it's in the shade. If it's out in the sun right now and it's wet, it's probably just water. But if it looks wet in the shade, there's a good chance it could be ice. So like I was saying, I got the SCHWALBE Johnny Watts 365 tires. going on this bike now. Oh. There's supposed to be like a 4-season rubber compound. And they're made specifically for e-bikes. SCHWALBE has a pretty nice website, and they've got an online store. It's pretty nice. I'm probably gonna order, there's ice on the road right here. I'm probably gonna order more SCHWALBE tires in the future because I like how they do things. And they feel like they're pretty high quality, and you can just order them right from their online store, and it lets you pick the size and like the compound, and it's usually when you're buying tires, it's kind of a hassle and a pain because it's like you got to find the right wheel size, and then you got to find, you know, like the tire that you want, and then the right tire width, and then it's kind of hard to find tires online. But on the SCHWALBE site, they've got like a nice search function where you can look at all their tires. And the Johnny Watts, they have their knobby, but the center tread is kind of like a low rolling resistance, and it's really quiet and stuff. But then they also have knobs over on the side too. It looks like the GoPro is fogging up. I'm gonna have to fix that. The walking path looks very icy. Oh. Alright, here we go. We're getting back on the road. Should we try the 4-season tires on a snow-dusted walking path? Oh, let's try it. I'm just pedaling right now. This is all me, guys. This is all me. This is all the faster I can pedal it. 11 miles an hour. Let's get up this hill with the Johnny Watts. Oh, what was that? Hit a rock or something. Let's go see what's going on. The walking path looks plowed. I'm always a little bit concerned about going on long bike rides in the winter because it's hard to gauge how long you're gonna make it out in the snow. Even with these heated gloves, I got them on the purple mode. They're keeping me warm except like the tips of my fingers. I just wanted to get out for a quick ride and try these tires out and bed the brakes in a little bit. Haven't had a chance to bed the brakes in over the last couple days because it's just been so wet and cold and snowy. But today we're riding around. I'm also kind of scared to go a long distance because of that dang throttle air. I'm not sure. I don't want to drive downtown and then get a throttle error and get stuck. It seems like the throttle error tends to happen when I'm messing around in the settings. I might have to try to take the throttle off my other bike and see if that helps. I'm still not sure if the temperature sensor in my BBSHD is configured right in the cycle analyst. It says that the motor temperature is 18C. So maybe I'll just go ride around in this business park for a minute. Roads are nice and dry back here. Brakes are working good. So we're cruising around in the business park. So I'm still tuning BBSHD with the phase runner controller and the cycle analyst. Man, we gotta turn up the heater gloves onto the red mode, buddy. I should probably get some handlebar mitts on this bike if I plan on riding it in the winter. They are kind of a hassle, the handlebar mitts. Having your gloves in them and stuff, but if they keep your hands warm, that's kind of what you want, I guess. Whatever it takes, right? But yeah, I think even with the Chinese heater gloves, I don't think I would make it very far on a bike ride without the handlebar mitts in the winter, because my fingers are already getting cold. Let's go down this way. When I originally put this bike together, I had the hookworm tires at like half pressure, so they weren't even like high pressure or anything. We gotta be careful up here. This is in the shade and it looks a little bit icy. This looks a little icy as well. Bridges are often icy in the winter. Gotta be careful. Let's go up this way. It says the motor's at 32C. You know it's not at 32C? Me. We got a little bit of ice on the road here. See, this is kind of where you got to be careful because there's trees on both sides of the road that kind of block the sun from melting the snow and ice on the road. It looks pretty clear though. They salt down the roads a lot. Here, ooh man, here is where we got to be careful. You get in the middle here where there's no ice. Sketchy. I want to be out here. This road is a little questionable back there. Alright. I wonder if the GoPro is all full of water again. Not too bad. See if we can just wipe it off here. Look at that. It's a Wisconsin barn. Looks sketchy up here too. Ooh. As soon as you start going on the more rural roads that don't get plowed as well, they're a little more wet and a little more sketchy. The road always tends to be really icy right here. You gotta be careful. Especially right here. My gloves don't really feel warm. They just feel like, they just feel not cold, if that makes sense. The road is always very sketchy right here too. We need to be careful. Okay. These tires feel good. I like them so far. So if you're going over slippery stuff, you don't really want to hit the brakes. You just want to roll. And you don't want to make any sudden movements. Just like roll straight over it. And when it looks like this on the road, and it's like snow that is just like, it's kind of like you can't even tell. It looks like it's just a dusting of snow on the road, but this can actually be like really icy and slippery, some of this. So I'm not going to take my chances. I'm going to stay over here. I wonder if the GoPro is still going. My thumb is cold. Let's see. Is the GoPro all dirty? Of course it is. Alright. I gotta start heading back. It's getting cold. It'll be interesting to see if this hill up here is sketchy. I imagine they salted a lot. Yeah. So I'm just kind of riding in the middle of the road because that's where the salt tends to go. But you gotta be careful about cars. So my cycle analyst says the motor's at 41C, whatever that is. Let's feel what that feels like. I mean, the outside of the motor doesn't. It's like barely. Like I can barely feel any warmth. I still need to figure out where that temperature sensor in the BBSHD is exactly and what it's reading. I got some 10K thermistors from Grin. I might have to put one in there. So we got a big hill right here. Oh. The only safe part of the road is right in the middle. This is ice. So I got these Shimano MT201s on AliExpress for like $26 for both of them, right? So we got the levers, the hoses, and the calipers for the front and the rear MT201 Shimanos for $26 on AliExpress. I don't know how they do it. I mean, it makes you wonder if they're like real or if they're fake or what, but I mean, they feel just like my other ones that are real. So I don't know how they do it, but I'll take it, right? I'll take it. I love China. I'm gonna go see what the walking path looks like. I highly doubt there's anybody on it, and there's a good chance that it's just full of snow and ice. It looks like they do plow it, but this is the Hills of Troy Trail. We're at Summit Ridge. Let's see, what is the GoPro still going? Oh my goodness. For a second there, I thought the GoPro had stopped and this whole ride was in shambles, but it seems like it's still going. Alright. And guys, if this ride abruptly ends, I only have one GoPro battery, so that's why. Alright, so we're taking the SCHWALBE Johnny Watts 365s down the lightly snow dusted trail. Let's see how they do. They're doing pretty good. Oh, some bumps in the trail back there, buddy. This trail's not bad at all. I thought it would be more icy. It's kind of warming up out. It's supposed to be like 40 and then 46 the next couple days, so I should be able to go on some rides where it's probably going to be wet, but I should at least be able to go on some rides where it's not absolutely freezing. The motor seems to be hovering around like 25 to 30 C, and that's just if the sensor is even right. I don't know yet. Let's clean off the GoPro lens because I'm sure it's dirty. Yeah, the Johnny Watts, they're feeling pretty good on the snowy trail. Got some traction braking. Getting up a hill. Alright, that was fun. Let's get this thing sorted out here. So we got ice right here. This is We're just gonna have to go down this hill slow because it seems a little sketchy. And so I am occasionally looking behind me. I'm not just riding in the middle of the road without looking. So, just FYI. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with that throttle problem because that is a little bit of a bummer. It's a brand new throttle. I don't know why I would be getting throttle errors. It's very intermittent. Oh man, it's also very windy. Strong headwind. It's been a good ride. We got out for a ride despite the cold and the snow. 72 volt BBSHD is doing good. We got some new brakes on here, the MT201s. We got some new tires going, the Johnny Watts, SCHWALBEs. It's going good. For some reason, when I push my throttle past a certain point, it seems like it's cutting out. I gotta keep working on the phase runner tuning for this thing. So far, it's been a little bit tricky to get the mid-drive working with the phase runner. I thought it would be easier because Grin Tech, they have BBSHD default settings in the phase runner software, and usually when they have the default settings in the phase runner, you don't really have to mess with it. Or at least I think that is like the idea behind the default settings, right? So I expected to be able to just kind of like load up the default BBSHD settings and then get it working, but I think they don't really like work with mid-drives a lot. Like if you go on their website, they're very much kind of like hub boys, like hub motor fanboys. So, and I emailed them a question asking them about the BBSHD with the phase runner, and it seemed like it kind of spooked them a little bit. Like they didn't really provide a whole lot of support. As soon as you say BBSHD to Grin, they're kind of just like ooh, and they just like run away and they don't want to help, I guess. The guy that I talked to said that they have a lot of problems with people with their BBSHDs on the phase runners, like shorting things out or like messing things up, kind of like user error, like electrical newbies. And then I guess people were messing up their controllers when they were trying to wire up the BBSHD, and then they were kind of like blaming it on Grin or something, like you know, I imagine people probably wanted like a replacement phase runner or something after they messed up the wiring or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think that should, like, I don't think they should just like shun mid drives, right? I mean, I like hub motors too, but I mean, they sell a motor controller, it should work with a mid drive as well. So I was a little bit disappointed in the Grin support when I emailed them about the BBSHD, and it seems like just in general they kind of answer like every 1 out of like 5 of my emails, so they're not always a lot of help. And a lot of times they just ghost you. Like, sometimes I'll send just scattershot emails to Grin. Like, I'll send them one email about one thing, and then one email about another thing, and then, you know, like a couple emails at once, asking them different questions in each email. And it's like they'll respond to one email right away and answer it, but then like the other emails, like they just ghost you. Like, you just never get a response. And it's kind of like, I don't know if if I'm asking like questions they deem like stupid or what, but yeah, when you're working with the Grin Tech stuff, you kind of gotta figure it out on your own. They help out a little bit sometimes, but I wouldn't really count on it. And if you ask them about a BBSHD, they just kind of like go and run and hide in a corner. It seems like they don't really want to deal with mid drives and supporting that. But it is what it is. I'll get it figured out. And make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know what you think about the 72V BBSHD. And I'm going back to go inside and sit by the fire, so I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.